you've been out there for what, almost 2 hours now? Has it let up at all?
Well, Sloan, unfortunately, it seems like the temperatures have been pretty steady throughout the morning, but I do have some really good tips for anyone. For those of you heading out the door this morning, bringing the kids to the bus stop, layers are going to be key this morning, especially for anyone who has to commute, and your commute includes walking anywhere. The layers are going to help you so much this morning. Do not underestimate the temperatures. I know it's January, and we're used to that type of weather. We're always like, oh, it's cold out, but this morning, it's really cold out. If you've missed Liam's forecast at all throughout the day or the last couple of days, we've definitely been seeing, cooler temperatures, but nothing like this so far in January. So it's a little new. So just wear those layers. Now, also, when it comes to, warming up those cars, definitely going to want to start those a little bit ahead of time. As we know, it's going to be comfortable for yourself, but also it's going to help your car. When they've been sitting overnight, the last thing you want to do, according to a lot of experts that we've talked to in the past, is get right on the road without warming up the car. It's kind of like the same thing equivalent, when you're playing sports, you always want to warm up before actually starting whatever you're going to do. But like I said, if you're wearing those layers, you should be all set. And in terms of road conditions, when I was coming in to work this morning, the roads looked pretty clear. Nothing there that you have to worry about. So 2 key things, layers and warming up your car ahead of time. But you're going to want to stick with us coming up in our next hour of news at 7. For now, reporting live in Springfield, Reagan Stoddard, Western Mass News.
Definitely some really cold stuff out there. Thank you, Reagan. Really got to make sure we are bundling up at all if we have to be outside for any point today, because it is very cold out there. Now, as we look at the month of January as a whole, what a different month it has been feeling like. We started off very cold with temperatures ranging in the 20s for the first few days. Then we had a mild stretch for the last 2 weeks. In fact, a week ago, look at that, a temperature of 44 and 47 was a week ago today. Not the case today. We are going to be looking at very cold temperatures once again. We got to 23 for a high yesterday, and today we're also going to be ranging in the 20s once again. Now, as we head into tomorrow, we will briefly get a break in the cold, so we will be milder for your Thursday. I don't think we get quite to 44, but maybe lower 40s will do it for your day tomorrow before a cold front comes through. Then on Friday, once we get behind that cold front, we're starting to see this colder air rush in, and then our temperatures are falling like a rock as we head into the weekend. And especially in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday with gusty breezes, we could be talking about wind chills ranging well below normal. So we've got a really cold stretch of weather happening as we head into the weekend and into next week. And in fact, it looks like we're on track to finish the rest of January a bit on the colder side as well. So we have this pattern here setting up across the Northeast where we have a dip in the jet stream. This is going to aid in bringing in some of these colder temperatures. The outlook for next week shows the West Coast with the higher chances of being at or above normal temperature-wise, but all the way from, say, the Midwest out towards the eastern half of the country, including all the way from north to south, are expected to be colder than normal, especially here in the Northeast, where we are seeing the highest probabilities of trending way below normal for next week. So with that also being said, we have got extreme, dangerous cold on the way for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday are both first alert weather days because of it. We're talking the worst part of it, especially early in the mornings. And with gusty breezes, we could be talking about wind chills that are ranging well below zero. We're talking 10, 20, 30 degrees below zero when the wind is blowing. That's not your actual air temperature, but that's your wind chill. Plus, on top of all this, we're watching the potential for snow on Sunday going into Monday. And, the way models are hinting at right now with the coastal low or a low pressure system passing off to our south, we could be talking about a considerable amount of snow. Right now, it's too early to talk numbers, but we're something to keep an eye on. Regardless, though, brace for the cold, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the snow in the coming days as we lead up to it. But right now, we're looking at mostly clear skies out there right now at this point. We are continuing to see a good amount of sunshine for the first part of your day, but then clouds will increase as we head into the evening. We'll see a couple of light snow showers coming through. That will come to an end. Just a few scattered coatings are expected. Notice how the temperatures, though, overnight are kind of holding steady, so we're not really going to be cooling off that much. In fact, tomorrow morning, not as cold as it is right now for sure. Tomorrow will feature a good amount of sun and clouds mixing, and then we have a cold front on the way for tomorrow afternoon. Notice how as we get towards 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we have winds out of the southwest and then winds out of the northwest. with this cold front passing through, as the front passes through, we could see a brief snow shower or a brief snow squall. And then behind that, that colder Arctic air really starts to rush in heading into your day Friday, and then especially through the weekend. Now, here's that snow potential that we could be talking about for Sunday. We have low pressure passing to the south. By the way, this is the same low pressure that is going to be bringing many locations in the deep south some severe ice concerns out there, some wintry weather that they don't usually see very often. And then as it goes out to sea, it may creep up in our direction and give us the potential for some snowfall. So something we're watching. Saturday is the first chilly weather day because of very cold conditions. Sunday, same thing. But on top of that, we have that snow potential. And we may end up extending our first alert weather days to include Monday of next week if we are seeing some snow lingering perhaps into Monday. But too far out to tell at this point, something we're keeping a close eye on. All right, that is a look at your forecast. But it is Wednesday after all, which means now it's time to pivot from talking about, you know, the doom and gloom of the cold. Well, actually kind of, because we're going to play Hometown Scramble, and our theme is the Arctic blast that we're dealing with now and that we will be dealing with later. So we're going to maybe, I guess, put a little bit more of a fun spin on the fact that we're going to be dealing with such cold temperatures. And that is our Hometown Scramble theme today, is the Arctic blast. So our words, very cold temps.
Very cold temps.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable to me. Well, there are only 2 towns in our area that have a V in it.
Yeah, I was actually having a hard time with both of these because, especially for this word cold, there was a lot of towns that had 3 of these 4 letters and none of them had the 4th. So
You tried your best.
I
You
did.
tried your best.
I did my best. So, of course, as we know, the parentheses letters are not in the actual town, but have an idea for the first one?
Is it Everett?
Is it what?
Everett? What is it? I can't think of the name now. Everett?
Close.
Leverett. I'm sorry.
There you go.
There we go. I got
There you go.
there.
You have a map in your hand.
I know. Well, it's a complicated map, Liam. It's a complicated
yes.
map.
Leverett is the first one, though.
Okay.
Okay, so the second one. Do you need a hint?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is it Belchertown?
It is Belchertown. There you go. And then the last one.
This has a direction in it, right?
Yeah.
That's always what I look for. Is this West Hampton?
It is West Hampton.
There we go.
Awesome job. Okay, and we do have a winner. Who is that? Anita T is our winner, so thank you for playing. We'll be back again next week for more Hometown Scramble. So I'm back to you.
Thank you so much, Liam.
Thanks for calling Discover.
Hi, I just received my new Discover card. It says cashback. What's cashback?
Buy what you need, earn a little extra back.
Even on a baseball bat?
You betcha.
How about a flamethrower?